Moving on, we are very pleased to have our special guest tonight. So, welcome, Mr. Chump, for coming in.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And we're going to ask you a few questions later on that our viewers have sent in after we put some things on our Facebook page. But John, first of all, I think you've got a few questions for Mr. Chump, haven't you?
Well, I'm very surprised, Gary. I didn't expect this, and I'm quite touched, actually.
Well, I like that you support local artists. I personally chose very independent artists for my inauguration. Yeah, that was my choice, by the way. Despite what people say, those liars of the media.
I offered to perform at your inauguration. That's how bad I am. I couldn't even get the inauguration gig. You know, I have to pay my own airfare and everything.
It's terrible. It's terrible business.
It is. Did you offer to do it?
No, I did not. No.
No, was that for political reasons, or just could not afford the airfare?
Both.
And we're sorry we didn't come to your inauguration.
It's okay. There were loads of people there. There were millions.
And it's great. Obviously, we're by a satellite link and everything like that. But you are coming to this country, aren't you?
Yes, I've got a state visit lined up. I think that's fine. I don't think there's any problems with that at the moment. So that's good to hear. I'm glad.
Well, we've been working on that, and yeah, it's going to be better than you thought, because you wanted to go to Buckingham Palace, didn't you?
Yes, meet the Queen.
We're even better than that. We're going to take you to Crystal Palace, where you will watch soccer.
Wow, that's fascinating. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's great. That's fantastic. That's great.
And that's very good. Now, the thing is, Mr. Trump, I'm not going to condone the things that you've done in your first week. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, you're the duly elected President of the United States.
His name's not duly elected. What you say he's called duly elected? That's a silly name. Even if you were called elected, you wouldn't call your daughter Julie, would you?
No.
Julius Caesar claimed he was duly elected.
She's got a story coming out next week. We'll have her on the next show.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Julie. Hang in there.
Yeah. So you've thrown me off my stride. Then, I'm
such a nasty man. Nasty. Honestly,
he's
sad.
a liberal. He is a liberal.
Sad. Very sad.
I mean, I'm not condoning what you do, but I am not a liberal. I'm an apathetic. I've become so apathetic.
You're a card-carrying apathetic.
I am
pathetic as well.
I'm an agnostic fundamentalist. That's what I am. And I have. It all started with the Brexit vote, where I just thought, I just don't care. I'm really. And then this week, what has really upset me is we've had president after president. We're not the 51st state, right? It's America. Okay, and I'm just used to American presidents bombing the Middle East. That's just something that I've come to expect. But this president, Mr. Trump, he's gone too far. People are protesting because you haven't bombed the Middle East. No, what you've done is you've stopped middle-class Arabs from entering your country. What an outrage! I mean,
not the rich ones, not the really rich ones like Saudi Arabia. I need them for business.
Well, exactly. And like, you know, I just love the Mrs. May, today, Corbyn getting absolutely annihilated. Mrs. May, did you tell Trump he was a naughty boy? You know, and this, you know, we don't like it when you tell us what to do. You know, why on earth would America like it if we told them what to do? Okay, so we don't like him. There are enough MPs here that I don't like, right? We've got our own idiots. We don't like Putin, okay? None of us even know who's in charge of China, right? If I was a redneck, I would love Trump. If I was Russian...
Who?
Trump.
Who's in charge of China? President who is in charge of China?
Who?
Yeah, President who?
Who?
He's in charge of China.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It'd be great if he was a doctor, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
And, you know, if I was a Russian, I'd love Putin. I'm more concerned about things like, in Russia, this is true, they have just re-legalised domestic violence. Their excuse for this is they're a democracy. And there are all these Russian people who've grown up in domestically violent households going, why can't I hit my husband anymore? You know, I'm more concerned about that. Are we outraged about that? No, it's fine. I don't believe, right? I don't believe we should be protesting about you. I believe in borders, right? I believe in borders because I want to keep people like you out, basically, right?
Borders closed. There's just Waterstones left now for bookshops.
Yeah, but I don't want lots of people with offensive values voting Putin into our parliament. Okay, so when he ceases to be, if we had a truly globalised thing, he could leave Russia when his 8 years are up, come over to England, stand for... I've got to begrudgingly accept and respect the mandate that Nigel Farage has got. I really don't want Anne-Marie Le Pen coming over here and standing for election, right? And as we sit here, MPs, right, who told us not to vote for Brexit, are urging each other to respect 52% of the electorate and vote for Article 50. Right? And also, Trump has put Iran on notice after a ballistic missile test. So if you're one of these people that is running around ranting about Donald Trump, get with the programme, forget about it, and protest about something real.
Well, Mr. Trump, what have you got to say about that?
I was actually trying to interrupt halfway through, but my mic got turned down, which I think is very rude. It's very rude of Miss Raven to do that, to turn down my microphone. But I just think, I think it's sad. I think it's sad. I think it's unfunny, totally unwatchable, practically. I think that really you need to learn a lot about me, okay? Because I'm an amazing person, and I deserve to be protested about. I deserve that attention. My mate Putin, my good mate, I mean, he doesn't text me back, but I text him. I've got his number. That means we're mates, right? So that's what you British people say, mates. I'm mates with Putin.
I'm sorry, I don't think shirtless selfies count.
That's private information. Whether he's Snapchatting that to me or not.
I'm sorry. We have access to everything here. You know, we appear to be a very small radio station, but we have intel.
Facts.
You know, we can see.
Alternative facts. It's not true. It's not true. It's not. Where's your evidence? Where's this? It's not true. I'm not going to accept this. Okay,
Mr.
Right.
Trump.
Yes,
Mr. Trump. I'm going to give you a chance to regain some love of the British people. Here.
Okay.
Right. Do you like Pink Floyd?
I mean, Pink's not a very. What kind of Pink?
They did have an album called The Wall.
Ooh, I like that.
And we had to pay for it, didn't we? We had to go out and pay for it.
Right.
We couldn't the wall didn't just suddenly appear. You had to go to the shops and pay for it. Double LP.
Did you see Putin defending Donald Trump in the media last? Because there was the allegation, and he said, Mr. Trump is a very rich man. He can have any of the most beautiful women in the world. I do not believe that having engaged with these beautiful women, Mr. Trump would come back here and then spend time with some of the citizens who, shall we say, are less responsible, although our less responsible citizens are the best in the world. That was Putin.
Well, that's Mr. Beautiful. What have you got to say about that, Mr. Trump? So, when you went to Moscow to meet Mr. Putin, did you go to a rather raucous party of the site? You've been very careful what you say here because Miss Raven is listening, and in her class, people don't sort of say anything rude.
Thank you for translating that because there was a lot of big words I didn't fully understand. So thank you, Gary. Basically, what happened between me and Trump in Moscow? Sorry, I'm so used to hearing my own name that I say it sometimes. It slips from the tongue. Me and Mr. Putin. We were Putin on the Ritz, if you pardon the pun, in Moscow. And I just think that what happened in Moscow should stay in Moscow. And we definitely did not partake in any inappropriate activity, and there's no evidence to suggest that.
Have you and Mr. Putin ever been in the same lift in Trump Tower?
No, because that involves going to work.
I can see that you wouldn't want to do that. That would be an awful thing to do.
What sort of thing do you think happens in a lift in Trump Tower?
Well, Peter Sellers...
Barry, stop it. Yes.
Actually, Barry, don't take the blame for that. That was Miss Raven. I'm sorry, that was... I know she's a miss, but look, he's looking mortally offended, you blame... That's so hedgehoggist. Right, he's not a dog. You can't just blame him every time a woman breaks wind, right? That is not fair. He is a person. You said he was a person, right? And you are treating him like he's the family dog. Barry, come and move in with me, mate.
I am totally against unfairly blaming a group of people. Okay, so I'm totally with Jonathan.
Thank you.
That's right.
Okay, boys and girls, if you're listening, blaming hedgehogs is bang out of order, and it shouldn't be happened. If you see someone blaming a hedgehog, do report them to the police. Mm-hmm. So if people blame hedgehogs because the economy is tanking after Brexit, please report them to the police. It's not the hedgehog's fault. Mm-hmm. Very few hedgehogs actually voted to leave in the referendum. Most of them voted to remain.
Yes. Well, also hedgehog flatulence is a protected characteristic now under UK law. So,
indeed.
Right. We have to respect
I'm sure that one will get repealed as soon as European law disappears. Along with human rights, hedgehog rights will go as well.
Well, politicians have officially now voted to start the process of us leaving the EU.
You see that there's a big counter somewhere ticking down to the moment the UK disintegrates, isn't it? Like a bomb,
Well, there's the doomsday clock, which actually exists, and what that is that's set by theoretically how far we are possibly from the end of the world and annihilation. And we're actually, since Trump was elected, we're apparently 6.5 seconds from that. Whereas in the past, we've generally been about 5 minutes from. And that
I made an impression. What can I say?
Yeah, so it's you certainly seem to have made an impression on many people.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you say to your critics?
I just think it's sad. I think it's pathetic. Okay, I'm a great person. I'm a great president. I'm the best president. I'm the best president with the best words. Okay, I leave an impression on people when I hug them. Some of the orange comes on their suit. You know, I leave an impression. I'm an impression making person, and I just think if you can't respect who I am and what I am, I don't want you in my country. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I'll just bitterly tweet about you for hours on end, okay?
Mr. Trump, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but it's time for a little bit of that which dare not speak its name.